And today we are going to learn about a cool topic which is known as CSS Grid, because we completed with Flexbox in the previous class, and today we'll start with Grid. Grid are actually even more powerful than your Flexbox, because they are bidirectional, not like unidirectional like your CSS your CSS Flexbox. It is bi-direction, so you don't have to worry about that flex direction row or something like that. You don't have to worry about those, and it has got much more feature. Okay, someone is telling hello, so I need to say hello. Okay, so we will get started, and what we are going to do, so let me share my screen again, and again the attendance will be taken at the end of the session. At the end of this streaming, attendance will be taken. So I'm taking daily attendance, and it is for the people who want the certification, participation certification or completion certification, whatever is the participation certification is free, and completion certification is a chargeable. Okay, so that is like that. Okay, so let me share the screen. I'm sharing the screen. So all we have done this thing, and this all are available in the repo. A lot of people are asking about the repo, so all of these are available in the repo. In previous videos, previous 2 videos I've given the repo, and today's video also I will give the repo. I will add it in the same repo. Okay, and I've given a brief about how to do it. Good evening, Chandan. So we'll start, and we'll start the grid. So again I will do a 𝐚𝐥𝐬𝐨 CSS grid 1 CSS grid 1. Just open it with VS Code, and again we are going to learn it through VS Code. Okay, again we are going to learn it through VS Code. So this is like this, and index.html and style.css is there, and the index.html will have this. Yeah, not in the style.css. Let me increase the font size also. Font size is very small. File view, so it is like this, and CSS grid 1 I'll write, and I will also link the style sheet link style.css. I've done. Okay, so this is done, and we'll have some common styling again. So containers, a lot of containers will be there. Okay, containers will be there, and one single container will be there. It will contain an item 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 9 10, and no style. Let me open it with, where is my live server? Okay, I disabled it. Maybe live server. Okay, yeah, now it is coming. Okay, so one more thing, CSS Grid is okay, so CSS Grid is better done with your, there is a browser known as Firefox Developer Edition, so it is better done with this. Without this, there are a lot of issues in that. I will tell about those issues. So it's better that we do it with Firefox Developer Edition, and if you don't have it, please download it, because there are some features, some additional developer tools which are there only in Firefox Developer Edition. So we have done this. So just 1 to 10 we have been shown, and I will again use some common styling here. So let's do that. Okay, so let's have them, because the common styling is just like what we have done. This root variables are something which we can do, and that HTML I am taking some color and all, and again the body I'm giving a nice body, and we can center this content with Flexbox too. Let us center this content with Flexbox. Why I'm doing this? Actually I want to center the content. Okay, and we have already learned Flexbox, so we will do it with Flexbox. Okay, flex. Okay, flex will do. Okay, so what I'm going to do, see if I come back here, everything is centered, the content is centered. Actually this only is centered. For that I am using the Flexbox. So this is what I am doing, the general styling for every project I am doing, so that it will look nice, a bit nicer. So this all will like this. So right now we have not started with the grid, so let's start it with grid. Again we are going to start with grid like the same way, which we have this thing which we have seen in the earlier Flexbox also. I was doing like this common styling I was taking. Okay, so this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. Now what I'm going to do, we're going to use the, again grid is on the parent element, it is always on the parent element. So the parent is there and this is its children. So I will come here and then dot container, and then this play is grid. But the moment I was doing display as flex, it was all changing the direction and all. But see, the moment if I do display grid, nothing changes, because grid is, as I have told, grid is bi-directional. We have control over both the direction, and there is a property known as grid template column, and there is another property known as grid template. Good evening. There is another property known as grid template rows. So both of those properties are there that consider a grid. So display grid, nothing will happen. But now we can divide it into columns also, we can divide it into rows also. So I'll do grid template column, the shortcut. So repeat I will not use right now. So grid template column I will going to use, and I will going to use 200px and 500px. So what does this mean? This means I'm creating two columns of 200px and 500px. So let me do that, and let me go back. See, one is of 200px, two columns are created. One is of 200px, one is of 500px. So this is of 500px, and all of the items are been set according to that. Okay, all of the items have been set according to that. So now similar to that else known as grid template row, we have, and here also we can do 200px, 100px and 300px, 200px, 100px and 300px. So now I will be, rows will be created, this is 200px, this is 100px, and this is 300px. So we have created only 3 rows, so 2 of them are left. So there were more space, but we created only 3 rows. So now what will happen? So now let us give some more thing, and we are going to look into this, why this happened and what are they. So let me do one thing, 100, and let me make it a bit 50, let me make it a bit 200, and there is again a property known as gap. Gap is like 5px, so it will look nicer, this gap it will be shown. So this is done. Okay, so the next thing which we are going to do, we are going to learn why this thing happened, and this thing, we took rows like 3 rows and 2 of them are left. Okay, so I was telling that please do use Firefox Developer Edition, because if you right click and do a inspect, this is these are known as developer tools. Okay, so I have another thing, see, like if I click here, which is for where is my, yeah, so see, you're seeing this grid. Okay, grid, this option is only there in Firefox Developer Edition, not normal Firefox Developer Edition. Chrome it is not there. Okay, so what I can give, I can give a nice lines for it. I will click here, see, nice lines will come, so it will show where my grid is. These lines are coming from the developer tool, Firefox Developer tool. So this is not anywhere else. So what I was going to show here, so this grid template row I have done. Okay, grid template row, and then 2 of them were created out, means it was not taking the grid template row, because this is 100px, this is 50px, this is 200px. Okay, so what, so there is a concept of explicit tracks and implicit tracks. So explicit tracks are with this long dash thing. Okay, let me show this thing. For that I have to increase the font size here. So see, these dashes are there, they are known as explicit track, because we define them. And if you come here, these are known as dot dot dot. They are implicit tag because this is given by the system, because it was not able to form more rows because we have not given them. So these are known as implicit tag. So we can also control these implicit tags through something known as grid auto rows. So we'll do that. Grid auto rows I will take, and I will make this 150px. And now what will happen, see this last two, they are now 150px, not smaller. Last two rows are 150px because it was not able to fit in this 100, 500 and 200 px. It is like this. So this is done. Now this is done. Now what we are going to do, actually we are going to use another file because it will be easier for you all of you people, and we are going to learn about sizing tracks in CSS Grid, which is using that. Okay, so let me close this. And I'm making a new CSS. Hope every one of you are able to check that GitHub profile which I have given. Through that, just download it, and you don't have to learn GitHub right now. Okay, so Grid 2, hello. Style.css. I'll have this container with having this 15 item, and then also link the CSS style.css, save it. Again, have this common things. This I can make it as flex. I'll have this common thing, and again open it with live server. So open it like that. There are 15 this time. Okay, 15 this time. Okay, yeah, that's a good question. It is actually very difficult to learn how to group content. And there is a thing that if you go through, I have done a series on front-end mentors on my site. Okay, front-end mentors on my site I have done, and I know that is the most difficult thing to do. To group means you get a Photoshop thing, you get a image file, and you divide it into different parts. So that thinking comes automatically. You have to think like that. But regarding that, I have some videos on front-end mentor. It's a very cool site, front-end mentor. I told about that yesterday also. That front-end mentor site, you go, they will give you photos, they will give you images just like the real designer will give you, and they will give you some instruction, and you have to do it. So the main thing, even before the CSS, is to divide the whole site into different groups, different things. So maybe so today is the third day, so I will complete maybe CSS Grid by tomorrow. So let me do one live example, live site. I'll do, definitely I'll do, if you're calling. We'll do a live site from front end mentor using CSS Grid. So if I will do with this CSS Grid, you will know means how, what's the mentality is there, how I'm dividing everything. Okay, so we'll do that soon. We'll do that. Let us complete this. So after that we can do that. Okay, so what we were doing, we were learning about sizing. So these basics are always required. So by default it is like this. Okay, then here I will come and then dot container is display is grid and gap is gap is 20 px. So like this, display grid gap is 20 px, nothing will happen much, only the gap will be shown. Okay, now one thing, let me check whether it is okay. 100%, yeah, it is okay. So now we learn how to size the elements. So first thing which we will see is like if I do a gtc grid template column of maybe 25%, 25%, 25% and 25%, like this I will do. So if I come back, so this is not a good way to do it, because 25%, 25%, you might be thinking it is 100%, but I have a gap of 20% or 20 pixel also, so it will break it. So with 25% it's not good to do. Okay, so we'll learn about a better way to do it. Okay, so for that, let me have a border of 5px solid black, and not like this. We'll have like 200. We'll learn how to do it better. 100px. Okay, like this, two things I'll have. So again it will be shown like this. So now suppose means 100px, or maybe, yeah, 100px is okay. Suppose I want, see, there is a lot of free spaces here in the desktop view, a lot of free space. I want to fill this all free spaces with the third column. So how I will do it? Thing in grid known as one fr I will give, and it will fill all of the space. The third thing item will fill all of the space. One fr means free space. So whatever the free space was there, it is filled by the third thing. So this is the power of grid. With this is not even in Flexbox, this is the power of grid only. So this one fr is done. So this is how it is done. Okay, so this is done. Similarly, we have 2fr also. Like I will do 2fr and do. So what will happen, again another column will be created. So from here till here the space was there. So now what is happening, so 1/3 is been given here and 2/3 is been given here. So this is how it is working. The free space was divided like this. Okay, so another thing is that instead of this 200px and 100px, I can take auto also. Auto I will take, and so it will be created like this. Auto I will take, it will be created like this. Means whatever the space it was there, some boarding, some padding is there, but it is okay. Okay, so it will be like this. And even in this, if I means if I go here, and so whatever the space is there, I will type my name. So what will happen here, everything else will be done as per that. Okay, everything else will be done as per that. So this is how it is there. Okay, so now I will tell about the features of repeat, which you were seeing it was happening automatically. Suppose I have this like again one fr. So it is just a shortcut. So I have something like this, one fr, one fr, one fr, two fr. So these two things I can change it with repeat 2 times one fr. So it is just a shortcut, nothing else. It is just a shortcut. 2 times 1 fr. So similarly some other pattern also I can do. Suppose I have a pattern like 1 fr, 2 fr, 1 fr, 2 fr. I have this pattern. Save it. So instead of giving it like this, I can give repeat 2 times 1 fr and 2 fr. Like this I can give, and it will happen perfectly. So this is done. Okay, So the next thing which we are going to do is sizing grid items. We are going to do I'm going to do sizing grid items. So let us do that, and it is also very important, this sizing thing. So let's do it. Again, it's much better to do it in a different thing. So let me dispose this. CSS Grid 3 CSS Grid 3, open it with VS Code. Let's start HTML. So this time we are going to have a lot of items. Like we are going to have 30 items, and all of them have this 30 also is there. And then let me link also, link style was, and this let me have its flex, save it, open with live server. And we have these things, all these 30 things we have. So let's get started, and we are going to learn about sizing now. So again, I will come here, and dot container is display is grid, cap is 20px, and grid template column is repeat. Yeah, we are going to use the repeat 1fr. I am going to do it, and it will come like this. Okay, 5 times it is there. And then I'm going to change this item 9. Okay, I want to increase the size. What I'm going to do, so this dot item 9 I'm going to change, and background misty rose color I'll take, and width I'll give maybe 500 pixels. So this is one the way to change it. So it will change, but it will change as we know all the other things also it will change. We don't want it like this. So there is another way to change this thing, which is through a property known as grid columns. So grid column also we can do with that. So grid column is like, instead of this width I will have this grid column span for 2. How are you dumping the predefined style settings in CSS? I'm copying from my other code. Just okay. So this is there. So this span is there. Span 2 I have done. So see what is happening in this span. Okay. So a span, it is spanned for the two rows, and what is happening, two rows, it is 2 columns, it is a span for 2 columns because it is grid column. Okay, span for 2 columns, and it has moved the next one to the next line. Okay, it has moved the next one to the next line. So this is how it works. The span for two columns, and it is moved the next one to the next line, next item to the next line. So this is how it will happen. So similar to this, we have grid row also, like item 9 only. I'll do a grid row of span 2. So it will span 2 rows also, okay, span 2 rows also. This is like this. So this is like it works like this, okay, grid column. So beside giving like this grid column, we have some other ways also to give. So we'll learn about some other ways also. Dot item 16, I'll do target now item 16, and background I will change as maybe dark magnetile range, and grid column start, grid column start 2, and not a span 2, grid column start is 2, and grid column end maybe 6. Okay, so what is this? So see, it is starting from here to and ending to here. So how it has been done, again we have to open this grid container, and so it gives us the lines also. So 2 means what is the grid column number? So 2 is there, 2 3 4, and 6 is there, 2 to 6. We can do it like this also. With the span also we can do, with the numbering system also we can do. So dark, okay, so we have done like this. So this is another way. So there are some other ways also with this, okay. So the same thing we are going to change with other ways also, so that we know the other ways also. So I will comment this out for the reference, and we have a shortcut also, grid column of 2 to 6, like this I can do 2 to 6. Same thing, nothing will change. And again I have a shortcut, not a shortcut but a way to do this, which is grid column 2 span 4. The above thing only I have written it like this. It will work like this only, it will work like this. And there is one more thing, notice that this is 1, it is written, and this is -1. So -1 is always the ending. My column start is known as 1, and column ending is known by the number. 6 is also the ending, and -1 is also the ending. -1 will always be ending. So even it is 12, -1 will be the ending. So we can use this to our benefit. How we will use this? So maybe dot item 17, I'll do dot item 17, and background is sienna, and grid column is 1 to -1. Save it. So see, it is from starting till the end. So -1 is there. Similar to -1, I can do -2, -3, like those also I can do. So item 18 and background maybe dark cyan is okay, and I'll do a -2, and see, it's -2 till -2 it is doing. So this is how we can do it. Okay, so we are done with this part also. Okay, so now we'll learn about a very important topic of autofill and autofit. So it is a very powerful. With grid have become way too powerful because of this property, and with this the mobile views are created very easily. Okay, so we'll learn about those now. I'll close it. open it with VS Code. Style.css, not CSS Grid 4 is there. Then have a container which will have all, and then link CSS style.css I have. Let me again copy that code. Yeah, so I'm copying from another browser. Okay, another my code editor. So let it be Flex. Okay, so this is just for styling and making it look a bit good. Okay, opening it with live server. So refreshing this, so it will show like this item 1. So we now this time we have also item name is also there. Okay, so item name is there. So now what we are going to do, we are going to again target this container dot container. Okay, dot container, and display is grid, and gap is 20 px, and border is 10 px, solid black, and grid template column is. So now we'll see the magic repeat. So repeat, when we're doing this repeat, we were always giving something like a number for 2 3 4 something, but we have another thing known as autofill. So autofill, which is that autofill, and after that we can give anything. Like I will give 150 px. We were using px and fr and all those things. I'll give 50 px. So what it is going to do, it is going to fill everything, means the column of 150x each till the width is over. So let me show what do I mean by that. So 150px, 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 150px. So the item 9, it was not able to fill, so it has gone to the next line. So this is the power of autofill. And if I make it responsive, so see, it will move according to that. It will move according to that. In the mobile view also we are seeing something. Okay, so in the mobile view we are also seeing something. So that is the power of autofill. Okay, so now we will learn about something known as auto fit. So to learn about auto fit, we have to reduce the number of items. So how to reduce the number of items will come here, and from item 5 till item 12 items. Okay, so this I'll comment the code. So item 4 till like this, it is coming like okay. So autofill, see, the main thing is that autofill, you see one thing is very cold. Autofill, what is happening? Okay, autofill, what is happening, this border is going, this column, this grid columns you're seeing, it is happening like till here. Okay, all these things are happening here till here, and that's why this Firefox Developer Edition is very important. So it is all happening till like 9, and all this happening till here. So instead of this autofill, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a auto fit of 150px. See, now it will be ending here only, so it means our grid is ending here only if we are doing the auto fit. So there is a very good thing which we can do with auto fill only. Suppose there is a menu item is there. Okay, so some of them are here, and suppose this user navigation bar, I'm telling, some login thing, everything is here, and the login thing is here. So I can do it with auto fill but not auto fit. So item 4, I'll do the item 4, I'll do, and grid column And so grid alignment we are just seeing, I'll do it as -1. So with auto fit, nothing will happen because it was ending here only, but I will do it auto fill and it will go to the end. So this is a very nice trick. Okay, so now we are going to learn about one more thing, which is something known as min-max. Min-max is very important topic. With min-max, what we can do, we can build responsive sites in no time. Responsive sites in no time. Okay, so we are going to learn about min-max, and for that, what I'm going to let me remove things. So they are outside this container. I'll have this another container known as min-max. Okay, so known as min-max, and it has got this item 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever it is there. So I will do this. Come here, dot min-max, and display grid. Display is grid, and gap is 20px. Border is 10px. Solid, medium, blue maybe, and grid template column I will take, and it will be repeat auto fill 100px. Notice one thing, I have something that's here as goodbye also. Okay, so save it. Now come here, the second container. See the second container. So goodbye is going over. There is a problem. The goodbye is going over. So we have to fix it. And these are also coming on the next line. So we have to fix it. We know that okay, if I make it as 150px, it will be fixed. Okay, 150px, at least a bit I will do. So 150px, it will be sort of fixed, not completely fixed, but it will be sort of fixed. Okay, so the thing is that there is a property known as min-max. Okay, it is fixed in this screen, but maybe in the next screen it will not be fixed. Okay, and next screen it will not be fixed. Okay, and it is also not looking good. Okay, so there is another thing is there which is known as min-max. Okay, min-max. So min-max I will do, and here this autofill is there, it is okay, but this I will do min-max 150px 1fr. So it means that item is minimum 150px or 1fr, whichever is applicable. Either it is 150px or 1fr, whichever is applicable. Okay, so I'll do this. Come back here. Now also it is showing good. So now you will see the magic, and if I do it like small, it will also also go cool. And if I do this, it will also go cool. And if I go do this, so see, in the mobile view, it is extending. It is not 150px, it is more than 150px. This 150px might be this much only. So it is extending the whole thing. So mobile views can be done very easily with this. Very easily we can do the mobile views with this. Okay, mobile views we can do very easily with this. And again, but there is one thing is there is an issue in the desktop view. We have a bit of space is there. Desktop view we have a bit of space, and we can fix that easily with, instead of using autofill, I will fit. Okay, autofit, so it will go to the end. And this one line itself is very powerful. Actually, we are going to create a photo gallery with this single one line. The whole photo gallery will be done with this single one line. This is so powerful. So if I come here now, see, this is done, and this every view is fixed. Only see the below one, not the top one. So every view is fixed. Every view is fixed. Okay, so okay, so now we are going to, yeah, we have got time, so it's better to utilize it. Okay, and let's do CSS grid alignment and centering also. I was thinking to push it to the next class, but we have got time, so let us do this so we can create more projects. And as usual means let me give today's attendance sheet also, because this will be the last topic and we will be prepared to. So mark your attendance here. So all of you please mark your attendance here. So let's get started with the last topic for today, and which is CSS Grid Alignment and Centering. So what is Grid Alignment and Centering? The same thing: justify content, align self, all those things which we have learned in Flexbox. They are here also, but there are more than Flexbox, because Grid is, as I told, Grid is more powerful than your Flexbox. Index.html and style.css. Okay, so this time we are going to have a lot of elements. Okay, like this 40 elements we are going to have, and initially we are going to have a bit of less styles also. And let me make it less. Style.css I'll do. So see, it will come like this. We have not done anything like centering and all those things, and all the things we have not done here. Now what we're going to learn, we are going to learn about those things like justify content, justify item, all those things we are going to learn. So those things which like this, justify items, align items, justify content, align content. But there is one rule in CSS Grid. So when we're doing Flexbox, I was telling that besides this whatever the justify item, and it keeps on changing the main axis and the cross axis are there, but there are no main axis, and it doesn't keeps on changing. Main axis is always there and column axis is always there, but justify is always around the row axis, or the here there is a row axis which is always left from right, and align is on the column axis which is always from top to down. Flexbox it was changing, here it doesn't change. Okay, so that is there, that is one of the thing which we should keep into mind. So after this what I'm going to do, dot container is display is grid and gap is 20px and gtc grid template column is repeat 10,1 fr. So what will happen now, it will all show like this. Okay, 1 to 10, each of them are 10. Okay, so as I've told, Firefox Developer Edition is important. Here I will again, and we'll give lines here. So see this lines is very important for to use Firefox Developer Edition for this reason only. So now we're going to start with the justify thing, and again there is a very good article, quick reference for this CSS Grid I'll do, and if I do CSS Grid, this thing, complete guide to CSS Grid, again a very good article, very good from, and very quick thing quickly you can see what is justify item, what is justify content, what is align item, what is align content. Okay, those things you can see. So first we'll see the justify items. Okay, so justify items is like it is align the items, only the items along the row axis. So how it is, it will align. So let us see that. Okay, so justify items, I'll do start. So there is no flex start because this anyway is great, but there is something known as start. And ITM class, ITM class is for, okay, it is not I, it is ITM class. ITM class is for all of them. I class, I will make the background of white, save it. So justify item start. So see, all of them has moved to the start, all of them has moved to the start. So this is there, justify item start. So similar to that, I will do a justify item and it will move to the end center, it will move to the center, and by default it is actually stretch. Okay, by default it is stretch. So by default it is stretch, it will stretch. So what is by, if I remove it also, is stretch only. So this is how it will be shown. So this is justify items. Okay, so like justify items, we will see now align items. Okay, align items. Now align items is the column access. So to see the align items, so first let me bring back justify items and I will make it end, and make it end like this, and so it is showing at the end. But to see align items, we need to have some width of the rows. So because it is from top to down, but again this items, what, whenever these items, what is that, it is moving inside that box only, that box which is there. So this box you are seeing, it is moving, it will move inside this box only. Okay, so for to see this, what I'm going to do, gap is, it is there, the template column is like this, and the template row is like repeat 5 of 100. So I'm creating 5 rows of 100 pages. So we can see this now easily, we can see. Okay, so just for item is end. So again by default align item is stretch, so that's everything is stretching. So now I will so align item as maybe center, everything will move to the center. Start, everything will move to the start, and everything will move to the end. And by default it is stretch, it will move like stretch. So this is from top to down, it will move. Okay, so this is how, this is about align items. Okay, so align items also we'll do make it as end. Okay, no. Okay, okay, so now we will look into justify content and align content. So how we will do that. Okay, so for that again we will do some changes here to do those, see those changes. Then px will have a border also, border 10px solid black will be there. Create template column, repeat 5 of 100px, and grid template will repeat 5 of 100 px. So we are repeating the column and the rows as a px. Okay, and this both I will take as stretch. I'm taking in a stretch because it will show these boxes. And what happens with the justify content and align content, the whole thing will start moving inside that, the whole thing will start. So I'm doing like this. So justify content I'm going to do first. So let me do that, and justify content I'll do start. save it. Start, by default it is start only, so we are seeing all of them in the start. So then I'll do end, all will move to the end like this. Then center, all will move to the center, so like this. But it has got those other properties also which we have seen in the Flexbox, which is space around, space between, and space evenly. So let us see that. Space around, space around, space between, and space space evenly is done. So that is done. Now okay, so space even is also done. Now we will look into the other thing, means align content. We are going to look. So to learn the aligned content, we have to reduce the number of items, means to see it. So we will have only 10. So rest of them I will delete itself. We'll have only 10 items for aligned content. Then I will go here and display grid, and all these things are there, and repeat. I have to give some height also now to see this. Height is 100, height is 500 px. I have to give, and this grid template column is okay. I don't want the row anymore. Justify both of them, a stretch space between and take. So it will look like this, it will look okay. So we'll start with align content. Align content is, let us start with not a space between. Let us start with the start. I will start, and see all of them have moved to the start. Now it will move from top to down, but it should have a space for that. So 500 px is the 500 px. What I have done, it is the height of this border box. So again the same thing will be there. Now you might have guessed what is there. Start is there, so it will move all the things, not the individual thing. It will move all the things. So end, it will move all the things to the end. Then like that, center, it will move all those things to the center. Then stretch, by default it is stretch. Okay, stretch is by default like this. So this is there. Okay, so now to learn about those things, space around and those things, we'll have a bit of more items. So we require a bit of more items here. Now space around, it will contain a bit of lesser things. Okay, so space between, so see, space between, now the space is there. Space around, the space around is there. Space evenly, the space evenly is divided. Okay, so this is like this. Okay, so we are done with most of the things. So now what we are going to do, so there are individual properties also, like justify. We are going to learn about that justify self thing. Okay, so let us do that. And for that, justify item, align items, justify content, align content is there. Height is 500 px and all, it is there. Okay, so we can target some individual thing. So item 8 I am going to target, and background is yellow, and justify self is start. justify self is start. So see, now it will move inside this cell. Self is a start, justify self, only this eighth one will be moving. So you might have guessed it is end is like end, and center is like center. Center is like center, and stretch, whatever stretches. Stretch is, let me show the stretch also. Stretch will stretch is completely okay. So now we'll look into the last thing, which is the align self. So we have align self also. So for align self, everything is okay. We have to do some more changes here. So height is okay. So let it be space between, and we'll have some GTR, grid template row, GTR, and repeat 2, 1 FR, and then 300 px1 and 1 FR. So this 300 px1 will look a bit odd and a bit bigger. So I want to show this thing. Okay, so I will target something from here, like item 14 I will target. So ITM I will target, and background is pink, align self is start. So align self is start is, so it will now move from top to down. Align self is start, end, center, and stretch. Stretch will move completely. So with this, we have completed all of the grid. We have completed today everything about grid. Nothing else is left. Some very advanced topics were there, which it is okay. So we have completed everything. From tomorrow, what we are going to do, we still have 2 days left, and we are going to do projects. Some projects on grid, some start with the, because we have not done projects on Flexbox, also projects on CSS Grid, projects on Flexbox. So these 2 things we are going to do. So from tomorrow we are going to do that, and with this I will end this class. Hope you all have let me see one thing. Yeah, people have filled the Google form which I have given. Those who have not filled, this is the last chance, please do fill it, because the moment I will close this thing, everything will be closed. So with this will end today, and please join tomorrow. On day 4 we are going to do projects, and yeah, I see 5 people have joined today. 5 people have filled the Google form. Those 5 people, I think they're the same people who are filling the form for the last 2 days, and I think they are the one who will get a cool certificate, participant certificate, or course completion certificate, whatever they want, they will get that. And that will be very beneficial, because this is a 5 hours beginners to advanced. This is not like the workshop which I take on the weekend, not like everything in a short. I'm teaching everything. You go through this again and again and create those sites. So tomorrow we are going to create the site, and the thing is that if you want to learn CSS, there is a site known as Frontend Mentor. I'll show the way in which we can site, and then what you have to do, you have to go and create a hell lot of sites on there. I think around 10-15 sites will be more than enough, but use your brain and create those sites. Use visualize that, okay, this should go there, this should go there, and you'll be a master in CSS. You won't have to touch a framework again, and you can make it to any startups, because startups only use CSS Grid and Flexbox. No startup in India uses Bootstrap and all those things. Everybody uses CSS Grid and Flexbox, because every startup is creating a masterpiece. All the websites of the startups are nothing but masterpieces, and masterpieces are created using CSS, not using Bootstrap. With this, I'll end today's class, and